существует, в принципе, если HOTS перенесут на консоль, why not? Ну или закроют, скорее всего, закроют. Еще, чтобы я выделил из списка вот этих вот влажных мечтаний, так это выход World of Warcraft на консоли Xbox. Потому что, в принципе, в World of Warcraft с последним дополнением немножко обкатывались там и возможности управления игрой на геймпаде, и какие-то другие консольные функции. Давным-давно существует экшн-камера, которая очень неплохо смотрится именно на консолях. И, в принципе, представьте, какая была бы ответочка. Вот у Sony есть Final Fantasy 14, да, на их консоли. А у Xboxеров будет World of Warcraft. Я понимаю, конечно, что сейчас после ухода Асмонголда публичного все говорят, что Final Fantasy 14, ну, она-то круче намного, но тем не менее. Вы представляете, какая аудитория будет у World of Warcraft'еров, если еще к ним присоединятся консольщики? Это, конечно, еще стоит очень глобально, наверное, игру-то переработать, но будем надеяться, что как раз Shadowlands окончится неким хаосом в конце и перезапуском определенным, в который очень хорошо бы вписалась возможность выхода World of Warcraft на Xbox. Ах да, у Microsoft же теперь получается практически две самые популярные PvE-ориентированные MMORPG, то есть это TSO из Elder Scrolls Online и WoW World of Warcraft. Жесть. Ну и в конце концов, какие франшизы теперь у Microsoft под крылом? Это и Diablo, это и StarCraft, и это, в конце концов, Warcraft. Это ярчайшая франшиза, с которой в последнее время ничего особо-то не происходит. Да, существует только лишь одна World of Warcraft по Warcraft'у и небольшой спин-оффчик, вернее, такой фановый брат-близнец в лице Хардстоуна. Но, тем не менее, у этой франшизы гигантский потенциал. С ней можно творить что вообще угодно. Хоть сериалы, хоть аниме, хоть фильмы, в конце концов. Да, один раз не получилось, но это Фил. Фил от слова фильм. У него денег, вагон. Фил, женись на мне. Еще один важный вопрос, который меня волнует и на который пока что нет ответа, это что же будет теперь с BlizzCon'ом? Дело в том, что это была такая ламповая, да, конференция для всех поклонников игр Blizzard, на которой они анонсировали свои проекты. И теперь возможен такой вариант, что это будет вшито в Xbox-овское шоу. То есть мы уже, конечно, видели аналогичные выставки у Bethesda, но они как-то вот переплетены оказались непосредственно с самим Xbox-шоу. Возможно, плюс-минус туда же теперь и добавится BlizzCon. Я не думаю, что у них, знаете, отберут прям полностью выставку, но, возможно, подвинут ее сроки. Она всегда проходила где-то в ноябре там. Возможно, сейчас она будет летом проводиться. Водиться. Да сколько воды я теперь вам налью. Спасибо большое, Фил Спенсер. Можно 10 роликов делать по поводу этой покупки. Остро достаточно встает вопрос касательно позиции господина Бобби Котика. Кем он будет в будущей кампании после слияния? И пока на него ответа особо нет. Дело в том, что пока вот эта сделка будет проводиться, все в Activision Blizzard будет по-прежнему. То есть скандалы, ну вот это вот все, и Бобби Котик во главе. А вот что уже произойдет после покупки, это хороший вопрос, потому что, как мы помним, Фил Спенсер в свое время высказывался достаточно резко в адрес Бобби Котика и Activision Blizzard как касательно вот этих вот скандалов. Как мы помним, существует великая теория заговоров о том, что все это устроила Microsoft, чтобы купить подешевше, но мы ее рассматривать особо тут не будем. Еще из помечташек, что можно, например, затронуть. Ну, помните, в свое время была игра The Movies, которую выпускали Lionhead Studios, которые принадлежат сейчас Microsoft, но права на эту франшизу были у Activision. И теперь, возможно, после этого слияния появятся, по крайней мере, не знаю, планы какие-то на создание ремейка, ремастера этой игры, потому что игра-то крайне забавная и веселая. Даже сейчас в нее приятно поиграть. Ну, вообще, я, конечно, просто охреневаю. То есть не только там какой-нибудь The Movies древний, им уходят сейчас следующие франшизы. Call of Duty, Warcraft, Candy Crush, Tony Hawk, Diablo, Overwatch, Spyro, Hearthstone, Guitar Hero, Crash Bandicoot, StarCraft и еще что-нибудь здесь, возможно, содержится. Ну и резонный здесь возникает вопрос, а куда все эти игры девать? Дело в том, что у Activision Blizzard, как мы помним, был собственный лаунчер Battle.net, и он, конечно, был не идеален, особенно после того, как в него добавляться стали все Call of Duty. Теперь там половина списка игр — это Call of Duty. Вот, но куда же теперь перебираться? В Microsoft Store? Надеюсь, что нет. А может, они все объединятся и теперь сделают какой-то нормальный, крутой лаунчер вообще? Было бы интересно узнать. Ну и не могу не заметить достаточно забавного, на мой взгляд, парадокса. Дело в том, что господин Майк Ибарра, нынешний, так сказать, глава Blizzard, именно направление в Activision Blizzard, в свое время как раз-то уходил из Microsoft. И куда ты пришел, Майк Ибарра? Куда ты пришел? 20 лет чувак работал в Xbox. Вы можете себе представить? 20 лет, но ему надоело, он ушел. Сменить, так сказать, обстановочку. А как жизнь-то повернулась, Майк Ибарра? Как к тебе она встала-то теперь? Ну, конечно, новость, реально неожиданная и взрывающая чуть-чуть мозги, потому что тяжело себе представить, чего может достичь теперь Фил Спенсер с таким арсеналом компаний в кармане. Да тут уже Sony скоро белый флаг поднимут, как можно конкурировать с этим, Представляете, он еще сделает многие франшизы эксклюзивами Xbox, так вообще просто беда. И, конечно, эта новость сама по себе звучит позитивно, потому что то направление, в котором двигается Microsoft вот в последние годы, оно очень даже и какое-то вот приятное для игроков, что ли. А с Activision Blizzard мы помним, как все протекало последние годы. И в какой-то степени хочется надеяться, что Фил Спенсер поведет эту компанию в правильном направлении, но пока еще ничего не ясно. Но знаете что? Хочется в кои-то веки поверить во что-то хорошее, светлое. Я воспринимаю эту новость крайне позитивно. Мне кажется, Фил Спенсер молодец, Activision Blizzard поплывут наконец-то на всех парусах вперед, и все у нас будет замечательно. Ну а напоследок хочу сказать вам такие слова. Фил, Вот. Подписывайтесь на второй канал, здесь говорят только хрень и раздувают ролики из ничего на много-много минут. Ну а также не забывайте про Twitch канал, основной канал, там видео недавно вышло. Предыдущее посмотреть по NFT, я понимаю, вы такие: ого, Blizzard, орг про Blizzard опять. Каждый раз, боже мой, опять новость про Activision Blizzard. Как им удается их генерировать в таком количестве? Я не представляю просто. В общем, тыкайте лайк, балалайк и вот это вот все. Я думаю, еще много интересных подробностей вскроется. Я думаю, будет что обсудить, поэтому не прощаюсь надолго с вами, но говорю до свидания. Спасибо за просмотр.
Здравствуйте всем!
Bobby, there have been a series of reports in the Wall Street Journal that raise questions just about sexual harassment at the company and how it's been handled. Those reports have kind of questioned whether you've really looked into some of these reports. What would you say to that?
What do you think he's gonna say? He's gonna say, "Oh, this is what Bobby's gonna say." He's gonna say, "Well, we take everything really seriously. We look into as many things as possible, and we are committed to diversity and inclusion." All right, that's what I think he's gonna say.
Of course, any issue of harassment or discrimination is something that I would take seriously and do. And like many companies today, we had some challenges, but we have worked through them. We are committed. I can tell you it's a focus of mine, and we continue to improve the culture with the expectation of being the very best, most inclusive workplace culture.
It's like you could just, like, I'm not a genius, okay? I'm not a wizard. I don't know. It's just that they all say the same thing. Bobby Kotick, expectedly, if we're going to look at that. Oh, right here. Okay, let's watch it.
How did this deal come about? And Bobby, I'll start with you. This is a company where you've been the CEO for almost 31 years. Started out with a
Long
company
time.
that you bought out of bankruptcy for $400,000. Now looking at a valuation again, this deal values it at about $80 billion. How did this happen?
You see, like, look at him smiling. He's like, yeah, man, I made so much fucking money, man. Oh my God, I made so much goddamn money. Like, that's the first thing. Like, he actually is smiling, man. He's happy.
Well, look, we've had a partnership with Microsoft that goes back to the launch of the Xbox. We've had many conversations over the years about various forms of collaboration. And as we've started to see the real competition, we're sort of at the beginnings of what the metaverse will be like. And in that race for the metaverse, it started to become apparent that there were a variety of resources and talent that we needed in order for us to be able to continue on that journey. And so as Phil and I started to have those conversations, we realized that now...
I've said before, I don't really think the metaverse is something... The metaverse is something that every company wants to give you, but no customer is asking for. I think that the reason why the metaverse is being pushed so hard by a lot of these companies is because it gives them a place that is, in a lot of ways, free from different types of legal constraints and legal controls. And it also gives them a larger amount of control over your autonomy and expression in a digital space. So I'm not very big fan of the metaverse. I think that it's it's just bullshit, basically. I think it's bullshit. Yeah, you don't want it yet? Yeah, you're right, I don't want it. Yet is to be determined.
Perfect time for a combination.
Phil, when did those conversations start, and what kind of got you to the point that you're willing to commit this kind of money to a deal like this?
Yeah, well, as Bobby said, you know, we talk all the time about the future of this amazing business. 3 billion gamers on the planet today.
That's a lot of
playing
people
in all regions, creators coming from everywhere. And we're always sharing our strategy with our partners and talking to them about their feedback. And I think we've always just had a good connection with the team at Activision Blizzard about where we're trying to go. But honestly, this is a deal that happened pretty quickly. Like I'd say we really had some formative discussions about this specific opportunity late in the year, and we just felt like now was the right time to add the right resources and capability to both companies.
Is now the time, in part because
Seems that makes
Activision
sense.
shares had been down? They were down about 27%.
Oh,
year to
shit.
date. Did that make this an easier deal to kind of get your head around?
I think as Bobby said, when we look at the competitive set that's out there, we look at the importance to us at Microsoft Gaming of people playing on mobile. We look at the coming metaverse, the opportunities that we need with great IP. We really saw this as an amazing opportunity because gaming's continued growth over the years. Microsoft's big on gaming. We're continuing to invest here, and we see it as a real strong catalyst for us in the consumer categories.
Bobby, there have been a series of reports in the Wall Street Journal that raise questions just about sexual harassment.
Yeah, they all say the same fucking thing. It's not like this is some sort of divine insight.
Follow up on that. This is something that you had kind of said at the time. You put out a memo internally saying that you were concerned about these reports. My guess is you guys have looked into this and you feel good about this if you are going ahead with this deal.
Well, I think what makes sense about this, before, Phil obviously explains, I think this is really what happened, is that all of the sexual harassment stuff and everything like that, I would assume 90% of those people, 95% of those people were out of the company the moment that story hit. So it's like basically Bobby's taking the fall for all of this bad stuff that he deserves to take the fall for, by the way. And now these people are fucking gone. Like, they're gone. Well, why are there caps on this? Oh, fuck that. No, bro. Like, are you kidding me? Like, no, of course they got rid of those people. Like, absolutely. And that's even what, remember that one guy, that one asshole guy that had the picture of the cat, the Hitler cat? That's what he said. He said that he was upset that a lot of his friends that were the people that were doing this bad stuff are now gone from the company. So it seems very clear to me that a lot of this is a confluence of events that had happened over the course of like years. So yeah, of course Phil Spencer feels more confident about it because it's already been like the company has effectively been vetted by California. because all of the bad things that California found, all of the bad people that California found got fucking removed. That's why you saw like person after person resigning, quitting, getting fired, having their names taken off of the credits, etc. They already, they effectively got a company. They got the best level of auditing. You know, like a lot of companies, they actually pay accounting firms. These are like huge companies and also people like Donald Trump, right? Anybody who's like a, you know, like $500+ million person is probably paying an accounting firm money every single year to audit them. Like Bill Gates probably pays somebody to audit him. Bobby Kotick probably pays somebody to audit him, as if the IRS is auditing him to make sure that everything that he has is above the board and he doesn't have any liability and he doesn't have anything happening. There's like no way that like he could get arrested or fucked over basically by the government. So they basically got a free audit of the company from California. Do you see kind of what I'm saying here? It's known stuff. Yeah, this is very common. Exactly. Yeah. So it's like they got a free audit of the company. They removed all the people that suck, or at least probably 95% of them, 90% of them. And it's like this is an easy buy. This is the easiest buy that Microsoft has probably ever had.
You know, culture is a journey for any workplace. It's something at Team Xbox we've been focused on for quite a long time.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously going through the due diligence process, talking to the leadership team at Activision Blizzard about the plan they're already implementing. We look forward to supporting them in that plan through the closing of this deal.
Yeah.
And then post-close, we know that the most important thing to a creative organization is that the employees feel safe, they feel heard, so they can do their best work. There's nothing that's more important to us.
Right. First, Bobby, it's Jim. Congratulations on a great deal for you and shareholders.
Thank you very much, Jim.
Sure. Let me ask you a question about how many companies do you think are really in this business? Because a lot of people are saying big three, therefore going to be FTC issues. They're going to be concerned about concentration in gaming. At the same time, I've been saying that there's a gazillion companies in this business, and the idea that there's some sort of protection that's needed for gamers, it seems a little silly. How many people do you think are in the universe that are doing what you do?
Look, it's a great question, and I would say one of the motivations that we had for a partnership with Microsoft.
That's a pretty stupid question. You know, that's a stupid question. It's like, what do you mean? Like, basically what he's saying is like, I don't really understand gaming, and it doesn't make sense to me why they'd need antitrust laws. So, what the fuck? Yeah, it's like, it's such a dumb thing to say.
Microsoft is the recognition of it's a big market, but there's enormous amount of competition, whether it's Tencent, who has resources that are extraordinary and a global footprint, or Sony, or Facebook, or Amazon, or Apple, or Google, or Netflix, or Disney. When you think about the race for the metaverse and for the more influence in gaming and the gaming ecosystem, we've now seen more competition than ever before. And then if you add to that all the tools that companies like Microsoft make available, like a platform like Cloud, you now have user-generated content that's competing in this marketplace. So the competition has never been greater, and it's coming from all forms.
I hate the metaverse stuff. I think that it's really annoying. He couldn't even answer a simple question. Well, of course he's not going to answer the question because the antitrust laws are really complex and he doesn't want to incriminate himself or make any sort of statements about it because it's something that they're worried about, I mean, of course they're not going to talk about that. I mean, they don't really know. I mean, you could even see like Phil Spencer's expression. He's like, oh, fuck. Now we're going to have to talk about this instead. And I bet he's probably happy that fucking Bobby took the question and not him. So, it seems very obvious that they're probably trying to not talk about this as much as possible because they don't want to create a narrative around it. They don't want to say something about the antitrust situation that can be used as a quote to begin conversations about it by other journalists or other companies or other websites. So that's why they're not doing it. Again, it's the PR stuff and being able to predictively know what people are going to say and what they're going to do and then be able to react ahead of time to prevent them from doing that. It's kind of like a 3D chess type thing. but like you can guarantee, like Bobby and Phil, like these aren't dumb guys, right? These are not stupid fucking people. Like they're playing 3D chess here. They know what's going on, and that's what I think. That's the reason why they didn't fully answer the question. You see what I'm saying? Let's see here. What do you think Microsoft will do, especially whenever they said back in November they'll be reevaluating their relationship with Microsoft Activision? Well, they did reevaluate the relationship, and they evaluated it at $68.7 billion. So they didn't lie. They said they were reevaluating it, and they did. It's just that simple. Yeah, the shit just got reevaluated right there. Let's see. As companies have ties to the government, probably have the okay to have the deal go through, don't you think? I think so too, but it's always better to, because the government is not immune to public sentiment. The government is not immune to having the public want something and then try to force that thing from happening, to the government, right? Because the government is ultimately accountable to the public to some degree or another. That being said, it's just better to not talk about it. You see what I'm saying? Like, even if you know that it's going to be fine, it's just better to not talk about it. Wait, what? Well, of course, I don't want to get into politics here too much, guys, but I think that, like, it's so privileged. It's so disconnected for someone here in America or some of these countries where we have the privilege of elections. We can elect people to change the government and to change the direction of the country. And this is such a massive privilege that so many people in this world do not have access to. And to just shit on that and spit on that and pretend like it's not real is, again, it's fucking privilege. Like, go ask China. Go ask China how they fucking feel about this. Go ask Russia how they feel about this. This is a massive fucking advantage that we have because we at least have a say in things. And you're right. I'm not saying that like one election changes everything, but the government here is ultimately accountable to the people. And that's not how it is in a lot of places. Should be very lucky for that. Just because every single person in the government isn't elected doesn't mean that's not the case. NFTverse is being pushed too hard down our throats. Here's what's so beautiful about the consumer is that the consumer has all of the power. The consumer can do whatever they want. They are not accountable to anyone. They are not able to be told what to do or what to buy. If people don't like something, it's kind of like, remember the Captain Marvel movie or like the 2016 all-female Ghostbusters? Even though every single person was telling people this movie is good, the consumer says, no, what? No, it's not good. We don't like it, and that's all there is to it. The consumer has all of the power because they have all of the money. They are the ones that buy things and don't buy things. So if you don't like something, don't fucking buy it. Yeah, don't fucking buy it. Vote with your wallet because that does matter. That's why it's like Kellogg's is taking their branding off of different like Pop-Tarts and stuff like that. They're taking the Kellogg's name off of those different things because they don't want people to boycott Kellogg's. They wouldn't do that if it wasn't working. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. But if things become too divergent from what the people want, then it will actually impact them. And I think the best example of this is ironically with Xbox and Sony, what I was talking about earlier. Xbox lost a huge amount of goodwill, and because people were not willing to accept and always online, always connected to the internet, always connected to a webcam, Xbox and Sony was saying, well, no, I'm not going to do this. The market decided what would happen. And the market forced Xbox into removing all of those consumer unfriendly features. So the people do make an impact, and I can give you plenty of examples of that actually happening, right? People that want to say cap or no, okay, but I have examples to fucking prove you wrong, and that's what. Yeah, of course, and it's not capitalism. I don't want to get into like capitalism, socialism, any of that bullshit. All I'm saying is that people can people vote with their dollar, and if you don't like the metaverse stuff, which I don't like it either, I would say don't support it. Yeah, it's that simple. Don't support it. Let's see here. Notice Bobby keeps saying metaverse and pushing that, but Phil didn't say it once. They have different agendas. Well, good, because Bobby's going to be out of the fucking picture, apparently, so it doesn't matter what Bobby wants to do. Who gives a fuck what Bobby wants to do? Phil also said it. I'm sure he said it, but it was evident that Bobby is the one who's really pushing the idea of a metaverse, not Phil. Or at least not in this article. Or not article, in this video interview, whatever you want to call it. I'll read a few comments here. I'm happy about the acquisition, not happy about Bobby championing it like he's wanted it the entire time. I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby did want it. I mean, the truth is, like, how old is Bobby Kotick now? Like, he's like probably what 55, 60 years old? That's what I'd guess. Yeah, he's like yeah, I mean, Bobby's probably just looking for a career change. Yeah, he's 350 years old. He's a 350-year-old lizard. Okay. So yeah, I mean, like, Bobby is probably not that upset about this, and the thing is that, like, yeah, I'm sure it's a pretty big blow to his ego, etc., but he's walking away with this just, like, with billions and billions of dollars. Like, I mean, Bobby's going to be a multi-billionaire probably by the time that this thing is all over. He's getting, because, like, they did buy, like, you saw the article here, they bought it for $95 a share. Bobby's got a lot of fucking shares in the company, man. So yeah, family dynasty secured, well, whatever, right? I mean, all I'm saying is that I don't think this is the last that we'll see of Bobby Kotick. You understand, like, out of all of this, out of everything, Bobby is walking away from this a winner, right? With billions of dollars. Like, you understand this, right? As I said, it's still Bobby's world. We're just living in it, guys. We're just living in Bobby's world. That's it. So it helped out. Bobby had 4 million stocks in Microsoft. Now he has 400 million in stocks. Yeah, it's just fucking huge, man. This guy is he's he's not gonna go down easy. All right. I don't know. Maybe Bobby's going to run for president or something like that. Maybe Bobby will be appointed to some sort of government position. Maybe Bobby will be in charge of the Microsoft metaverse whenever that happens. It's world of Bobby. And again, like, he's like 59 or 60 or something like that. He's got another good fucking like 10, 15 years. All right, at least. And look. As I said, we have not seen the last of Bobby. And I will talk a little bit more about if Bobby's going to leave the company, because, of course, this has been a conversation point that a lot of people have brought up. And I'd like to look at it here because, of course, this is something that a lot of people are wondering about. With the announcement of Activision Blizzard being bought by Microsoft, astonishing fucking 68.7 billion, CEO Bobby Kotick's role has been left somewhat unclear. Through statements from both companies have confirmed that he would continue to lead Activision through the transitionary period, which is expected to last until around June of 2023. That's again 18 months from now. Both sides have remained purposefully vague as to whether the most vilified person in gaming today would continue on after the sale is finalized. In Wall Street Journal's report on the matter, however, people familiar with the plans have stated that both companies agreed Kotick would depart once the deal closes. And this is just what makes sense, right? Because I don't think that, look, guys, didn't this happen? This is like a really long time ago, so I don't remember it right. But didn't somebody in the Democratic Party do some kind of really shady stuff in the 2016 election, and they got fired or they left, and then they got hired by Hillary's campaign 3 days later? It was like Debbie something Schultz or something like that. Yeah, it's like this. Yeah, I remember this happening, right? And it's like, yes, these people, we have not seen the last of Bobby, okay? I know people are like, oh man, he's going to, he's gone now, he's finished. Bro. Like, just because he's not doing this doesn't mean that Bobby will return. Yeah, there's always an Empire Strikes Back. So we'll see what's going to happen here. This is what the Wall Street Journal said here. Bobby Kotick, Activision's longtime CEO, is expected to leave after the deal closes, according to people familiar with those plans. Okay, so they probably asked somebody who had a vague understanding of it. Like, this is the most nondescript statement that they could possibly make, right? Like, what does this even mean? Microsoft said in its announcement today that Mr. Kotick will continue to serve as CEO of Activision Blizzard, and after the deal closes, the Activision Blizzard business will report to Microsoft Gaming Chief Phil Spencer. We already saw that. But the companies have agreed that he will depart once the deal closes, the people said. If true, this comes as both a shock and not incredibly surprising at the same time. Despite his faults, Kotick is credited for rebuilding Activision from the ground up into the juggernaut it is today, having purchased the near-bankrupt company for approximately $500,000 in 1991 and leading the company through a 10,000% increase. It sounds like a Diablo 3 season in its publicly traded valuation in that time. In many ways, Bobby Kotick is synonymous with Activision, and it's impossible to imagine a scenario in which he would ever willingly depart. Yeah, I mean, Bobby did a lot for the company. Like, there's a reason why they didn't get rid of him the second that things went wrong, right? I mean, like, Bobby did a lot for the company. And, you can argue whether it was a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm pretty sure the stockholders would say that it's a good thing. What does Bobby actually do? I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, just like stuff or something. Like, I don't know. Who the fuck knows, right? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, nobody really knows what he does, but apparently everything good's his fault. I don't know. At the same time, Activision's board of directors will be disbanded once it's been formally acquired by Microsoft. That's what makes sense, right? Because they're not the board of directors anymore. It makes sense. In the same way that ZeniMax Media was purchased in March 2021, Kotick could theoretically stay on to head a new subsidiary. Recent controversies targeting him specifically would make it seem unlikely that Microsoft would want negative press and potential public backlash for keeping him on board as the face of Activision. I don't see why he would want to be there. Yeah, I mean, like, he sold the company. He's walking away with billions of dollars. Why stick around in a place where everybody fucking hates you? Like, he can easily just go on vacation for a couple of years. Everybody will forget about all the bad stuff he did. He'll come back and do something completely different, and people will like him again. It's just, yeah, I mean, really, like, I don't see him sticking around. There's no reason for him to stick around. Consider stepping down, which are frequently attributed to his influence. It also seems natural Microsoft would prefer to distance themselves from the company's increasingly tarnished reputation and begin a new venture with a fresh start. Yeah, I think so. Like, why there's nobody wants Bobby to stick around. And I don't even think Bobby wants to stick around. So yeah, I don't think that Bobby is going to be involved with Activision in the same way. I don't think that this is the last that we'll see of Bobby, but I do think this will probably be the last time that we'll see Bobby as head of Activision in that same facility. With the money he has, he can go on vacation the rest of his life. I mean, like, yeah. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that he could do a bunch of other stuff. Like, Bobby's probably not just going to go on vacation forever, right? He's probably going to do something else. I just don't know what it's going to be. Bobby will run Microsoft within 6 months. You never know, man. You never know. People got what they wanted, but he's really too rich to even care, probably. Yeah, it's true. Sure. Words I never thought I'd ever hear my entire life. Well, remember what I said about Bobby Kotick? I said that if the stocks keep going down and they're not making money, Bobby Kotick is gone. And the stocks went down. It's that simple. Bobby's golden parachute. Yeah, there you go. People like Bobby never stop trying to make millions, vacations an afterthought. Yeah, I mean, this is what I said was going to happen, and it's happening. There you go. Stock skyrocketed today? Well, yeah, of course. I mean, a lot of people have, like, there are a lot of people out there that have a lot of, they have a lot of hope in Blizzard. They have a lot of hope in Activision. And it's not that they've given up. It's just that there's no reason to expect things to be good, right? It's like opium. Well, it's like a New World, right? For, like, in a weird way. That, like, people think that New World has a really great future, even though, like, the current state of the game is bad. Like, people think that New World will be very good in 2 years, or it'll be really good in a year and a half, right? And I think this is the same way that people are looking at Activision Blizzard, is that they're investing in it because of what's going to happen, not what is happening now. Does that make sense? Like people are, they're investing in a projection, which is, I mean, really what all investing is, but especially in this case, that's what's going to happen. Bobby cashed out pretty well. Yeah, he fucking did. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't, I'm kind of surprised that, that all of this stuff happened. But at the same time, whenever you look at it, it just seems like a perfect storm for Microsoft. Microsoft expands their influence. They consolidate power around them. They increase the value of the Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass. Like, they worked, yeah, they get closer to a monopoly. I mean, like, this is a huge thing for Microsoft. This is massive. And the fact that also, like, especially with Bobby, like, being projected to leave, etc., like, Microsoft isn't even really getting a lot of negative press for buying Blizzard at all. Like, most people in general, from what I've read, have been positive about it. So this is like an all-around win for them. Yeah, it's just an all-around win for them, man. WoW is going to pop off with the next expansion. And it's not because it's going to be good. It's because WoW has had, over the course of its fucking lifetime, 100 million people make accounts. WoW is massive. Everybody knows what it is. It's the same with Overwatch, like Copium. But that's what happened with Shadowlands. BFA was terrible. BFA was fucking garbage. And Legion had a million problems too. It's just that Legion is comparatively way better, right? But like, it got, and Shadowlands still sold fucking more copies than anything. It was so fucking popular. Yeah, it's, again, guys, like, I'm telling you, this is what's gonna happen. A lot of fucking people are gonna come back and they're gonna play whatever the new expansion is. And I can guarantee you that whenever Diablo 4 comes out, it's going to be really fucking popular, even if the game sucks. And that's the truth. Even if the game sucks, it's going to be ridiculously fucking popular. Making WoW free, expansions free, more people, more money. Look, man, I would love if WoW was like, WoW had a bigger free-to-play component to it. Like, in my opinion, I think the free-to-play game should be everything except for the current expansion. Like, I would love that, because that's basically what Final Fantasy does, and I think it's a much better, it's a much better way to do it. Because if you get people into the game, and, like, the new expansion is coming out, you're going to have a lot of people that are, like, you know, they're, like, level 50 or, like, level 60, I guess, whenever it comes out, probably, because, like, the pre-patch would realistically allow everybody to level up. And it would give them a reason to buy the expansion. It's kind of like, are you going to, on average, sell more merchandise to a stream that has 2,000 viewers versus a stream that has 30,000 viewers? I think that it's obvious that you're going to sell way more merch to people whenever you have more fish. I mean, obviously there's, like, you know, exceptions, but, like, assuming everything else is equal, you're going to get more, you know, you fish where the fish are. And if you put more fish in the pond, you're going to have a higher chance of getting a bite, and you're going to get more bites. Allowing more people to experience the game in trial will get them hooked for sure. Yeah, like, the goal with a free trial is the same goal that a drug dealer has whenever they want to get you addicted to heroin, right? They want to give you enough to get you addicted, because that way you keep giving them money. But if they give you not enough to get you really addicted and into it, to get you hooked, well, then you're not going to come back, and you just wasted your fucking time. So you have to find enough. It's like fishing, right? You have to give them the right bait, and then as soon as it happens, you pull that fucking line and hook the fish. And that's how it works. How can so many people be so stupid? This is crazy. Like, I feel like I'm watching the development of, like, a new cult. Real world crypto island. It's worse than it sounds somehow. It can't possibly be worse than it sounds. Well, let's find out about that.
And you just hodl. You just hodl and hodl and hodl. People are paying $50 million plus for a plot of land. That's what I'm thinking.
When you thought it couldn't get more ridiculous, guys, it just did.
The fuck?
And if you watch my video from yesterday talking about crypto land, becoming an island boy, I'm a just island boy. You know what I'm talking about. We're all going to be island boys when we
it seems that way.
To the moon. Rocket emoji, buzzword.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about this today. I've been looking into this a little bit further.
Is this real?
It's worse than what you thought. We were thinking this might be satire, and then when I watched the video, which you can go check that out, I'll link it in the video description. It's not satire. It would have been the funniest video ever made if it was, but this is real, and that is the scary part. Is that you can think this is a joke, but it isn't. And I've been looking into cryptocurrency. I own cryptocurrency, have done for a long time. I'm not what they refer to in their cult speak as a no-coiner, not a hater of the technology or anything like that. Which
I guess I'm a no-coiner,
commonly they use, and what this company is using to detract from like any form of valid criticism. Essentially, these people are selling plots of land on an island that they don't own.
Then why did anybody buy it? Like this, like selling real estate on the moon. But why would anybody buy? Why would anybody give them money? Like, this is what's so crazy. Oh, look at this guy's shirt. He's got a shirt. Instead of Coca-Cola, it's cryptocurrency. Is this fucking like? How can so many people be so stupid? This is crazy. Like, I feel like I'm watching the development of like a new cult. This is nuts. Like, how can anybody believe this? I can't believe it. It's unreal.
Which, you know, you should immediately be turned off by that idea. But there's even worse elements of this. So they've stolen assets from people for their promotional video.
Would have never expected
people
that.
Ask them, can you not use my asset in this video, please?
Yeah.
Instead of saying yes, instead of saying no, let's have a conversation. Maybe we'll pay you for it. They just blocked them on Twitter because apparently that's how they operate. I've never added them on Twitter, never spoke to them, never mentioned them on Twitter. I'm blocked on Twitter, so they've actually watched my video.
This is always a very good indicator that a project, any sort of like ideological perspective, is solid and strong. Is if you block anybody who questions it. So it's that simple. Yeah. So if anybody questions the ideology, you get fucking blocked. I wonder if it's really a good idea or not. It's crazy, preemptively blocking him. And so that's how insecure they are.
And then retroactively went and found my Twitter account and blocked me for just no reason whatsoever.
Oh my God.
So anyone who says anything to them is being blocked. There's problematic tweets. If you watched the video yesterday, which I suggest you do, unless you like your face being normal, because this video is so cringe, it will literally suck your face into an asshole, like a black hole of cringe. So I don't suggest it for that.
It looks like that, man. And so, like, this is a trailer. It's so sad that they actually have, like, to me, it's not sad that they're doing it. Because, like, it's just a bunch of assholes that are trying to scam somebody, right? It's like, okay, yeah, whatever. But, like, what's really sad to me is the people that believe in it. That's what is fucking scary. Is that, like, I'm fine, like, okay, scammers are trying to scam somebody. It's a new Nigerian prince. Now you're the prince of your own island. You're the Nigerian prince now. And that's fine. But, like, how does somebody really believe this? How does somebody go and they see it and they're like, this is a legitimate way for me to invest my life?
But it is, if you can handle that level of cringe, then it is quite illuminating. In this video, they say crypto kitties. Now, whoever's reading the script makes it sound like crypto kiddies. I just want to specify they're not talking about owning children. Although there is a problematic tweet that we will now look into.
That's good.
As you can see here, somebody added them, what will be the age of consent in crypto land? And they responded, their official Twitter account responded and said mental maturity should be.
It's like, even if that's what you think, you should at least have the social awareness to know that everybody will disagree with you. You should at least know, don't say that. You don't say that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is Epstein's Island. It's just, 2.0. But that's what I mean. It's like, at least if you fucking think something crazy like this, how can you be so fucking delusional that you type it out? They know their customers? That's a lot.
Winky face. Now, Who's running this Twitter account? It's a small company. There's a handful of people who work there. It's got to be one of the fucking founders. They don't have PR people. Why are you responding to this tweet? Number one. Number two, how the fuck is this your official stance? Obviously, a lot of people have watched the video and then heard Crypto Kiddies and are now just reading a tweet when you're talking about mental maturity in terms of age of consent. This is
like, how do you do this? Like, I don't understand. Like, because they're dumb and scamming dumb people. It's a kind of a cult strategy. You go full retard to filter out anyone who has critical thinking. Oh, yeah. That's how, like, Nigerian prince emails are, like, intentionally misspelled. Yeah, I know about that. It's actually a good technique. But, like, I mean, this isn't like, who's this filtering out? Like, it's so weird, man. Holy fuck.
Like, I'm not even going to say the word because the video will get demonetized, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. Age of consent directly relating to consent for sex.
Yeah,
right?
Those individuals.
Island. You know, you can draw parallels to this to other people that have owned an island recently. This is fucked up, and they obviously...
Other people who have owned an island recently? I wonder who he's talking about.
Deleted the tweet as soon as people started saying, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And now if you mention it on Twitter, blocked. Mention it on their Discord, banned.
Right.
And if you actually get to see people respond to you when you do mention this, their community, which yes, they have a community of 12,000 or something people strong already.
There's no way.
Trying to get whitelisted.
There's no way there's 12,000 people that believe this. Like, I would expect 12. I'd expect maybe even 1,200. But 12,000, no, I will not accept that. I will not accept that. I think that the only reason why it would be that high is because they're faking it. They're faking it with accounts in order to create the perception that there's more people to increase the perceived value, right? There's no way there's 12,000 people that believe in this shit. No shot.
Get their fucking grubby little paws on some more fucking dollary dues, some fake some NFTs so they can sell them and make some money, because people will literally try and make money from anything now.
Yeah, of course
selling NFTs of dead people, totally fine, without the permission of anyone.
Oh yeah, they did this. Did you guys see this before? It was you guys know the guy, what's his name? Stan Lee actually came back from the dead to promote NFTs. I would not have expected that. I really mean this. Like, I would genuinely not expect this. It caught me by surprise, but they used Stan Lee's account. Like, let me see if I can find this on Twitter. Yeah, so this is what it was. There is nothing sacred to these kinds of people, okay? From championing diversity to embracing new tech, Stan was one step ahead of the curve. To honor his innovative spirit, Stan's first Indian hero, Chakra the Invincible, debuts his own NFT, parentheses, digital art, collection from 7 p.m. Sign up here on the Chakraverse. So they used a fucking dead Stan Lee's account to promote this kind of stuff. And this is the kind of stuff that you see these people doing. There is no shame. Is that whenever you start buying JPEGs for thousands of dollars, there is no low. You cannot go lower than that. Like, it doesn't get any worse than that. So, like, if you would do that, you do anything. You do fucking anything, man.
Not even thinking about the family's emotional state when literally they're having their fucking relatives' images being sold as NFTs without their permission of their dead loved one. Absolutely pathetic fucking shambles of
disgusting.
A group of people. But people obviously bring this up and say, you know, what about this? And the community turn around and immediately dive on them. Oh, grow up. Why don't you move on? Move on from what? It was yesterday. It was January 5th. It was yesterday. This is absolutely madness, and it just gets worse from here. So as you can see, this is the Twitter account of the person who is atting them. Hello, you've been using my Seagull rig to advertise your product. This is not authorized. Can you please remove it from all your videos and campaigns? And you've been blocked.
Problem solved.
You've been blocked. So there you go.
Problem fucking solved. There you go.
Website for their Seagull rig. You can go find that on their Twitter.
That's pretty cool.
They do say here, this project was so fun, I've decided to make the Seagull rig available online so other artists could work with it. It is such an amazing feeling seeing it getting life in others' adventures. Now, obviously, they've released this for free, and then somebody's used it, and they've decided we don't want, I don't want you to use my thing. Releasing something for free is not a license to use it in commercial products. That's not how that works.
It's not, but I think that's stupid.
You need to have the actual rights by the person who holds the copyright for said thing. You can't just take somebody's free stuff and just monetize it. And even if you could, if they turn around then and say, you don't have permission to use this in this way, this is not what I intended for my work to be used for.
This is how the, I'm as I said before, I'm very much not a fan of the way that copyright works. I think if you put something out to the public, there's a certain amount of like ownership that you just no longer have, and ownership and autonomy over something you should just no longer have. However, it's like I would never do this. You know what I mean? Like, why would you take somebody's stuff and even have this be an issue in the first place? You know what I mean? Like, why would even? Yeah, that's not how the law works. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Is that I disagree with it. I don't like it, but that doesn't mean that that's the way it goes. There's a lot of different copyright licenses you can use. Yeah, I think that the entire, like, this is what I've said before. I think the entire U.S. copyright system is fucking stupid. I think that it's way too overbearing. It's too draconian. And I think that if you release something out to the public, to a certain degree, you lose an amount of autonomy over that kind of thing. I do not like the unnecessary licensing and like control that people have over something, especially retroactively. It's weird. You release something to the public and now you can't use it. It's just weird.
You should obviously have some kind of dialogue with them.
But they should. The thing is, like, also, my opinion on this doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm not writing the laws. I can't fucking do anything about this, and they're still breaking the rules. Right? So, like, it doesn't matter. Like, this is my 2 cents on it. I hate this shit, and I always have. But, like, still, like, they didn't even credit the person. Like, you should credit the person, man, at least. But they're not even doing that.
If this is your position, how is anybody going to trust you to buy an island and build infrastructure for a whole island for thousands of people to live on when you can't even have a discussion about stealing a fucking seagull rigging for an animated video? Just absolute garbage. But once you start getting into the details of the actual product, this is crazy. So obviously when you watch the video, it watches like satire, but it isn't. It's a real project that have had multiple people actually design and sign off on this absolute cringe fest. It is the funniest piece of satire you could make about cryptocurrency people. And yet, then cryptocurrency people come in and they're like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Look, all these epic memes. Like, it's crazy. When you start looking at their community, they're literally, it's like a cult. They're saying stuff like, I thought we were only going to be using our crypto lander names here. Like, they're living in an alternate fucking dimension. So these are really weird.
I feel so bad for people that get into this stuff, but I don't, though. Like, I don't, because you should know better. You really should know better. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, if you are over the age of 16 years old, and no, I mean 16, not 18. If you are 16 years old and you buy into this, you are a fucking idiot. And I don't care about, oh, well, their brain isn't matured. Bitch, shut the fuck up. I would have known this shit was fake when I was 12, and I bet you would have too. This is completely fucking crazy. How can anybody buy into this? It's nuts. Holy shit, old rich people are getting conned? Yeah, I know. Firefest 2.0, yeah, I know. The thing is that with a lot of this crypto stuff and a lot of this NFT, like these kinds of things, what they prey on, and this is something I've talked about before, this is the true American dream. The true American dream is not to earn $1 million. It's not to become a millionaire or billionaire. It's to be a millionaire or a billionaire. It's to have the money while doing nothing. Like, that's the true dream. Because you think about this and you see all this stuff, you're not watching and seeing people like celebrating how rich they are by working. No, man, they're out on a yacht partying. And this is the idea, the fantasy that these people buy into is that they're going to buy into this incredible, amazing thing. And because they're so smart, they're going to become millionaires and billionaires in crypto while all the other people are working slave jobs under underneath them. And this is a fantasy that people buy into. This is a fantasy. It's a narcissistic fantasy that people, especially in the West, buy into because it's a good alternative to actually trying to create value in the world. It's an actual great alternative to trying to improve people's lives, even in a small way, to create a product, to be entertaining, to do anything. And instead of that, these people are hoping and praying and betting on the idea that because they're so smart and they understand things better than other people, they're going to be the ones that invest in some bullshit that just happens to make them a billionaire. It's just this narcissistic delusion that these people have. And that's really what it is. It's a narcissistic delusion. And that's why it's so powerful, is because you have a lot of people now, and they've got no fucking money. They've got no status. You're 23 years old. You're a fucking loser. You have a degree in theoretical physics that got you a theoretical job. You're working at Starbucks now, living at your mom's house. And you used to think that you were smart. You were in AP classes in high school. And guess what? Now you're a fucking loser. And so you go into something like Crypto Island and Crypto Land, and you think to yourself, this is the way that I'm going to right the wrongs in the world, and I'm going to claim what I feel like I deserve. And that's what this guy is right here. That is the quintessential person that gets taken advantage of like this. And guess what? It's their fucking fault because they're stupid and narcissistic and delusional. And that's what happens. I feel bad for them for being taken advantage of, but at the same time, I fucking don't. Because it's through a self-centered perspective that they are allowing themselves to be taken advantage of. I hate this shit. You're killing me, man? Yeah, sure. Have I gone too far? Yeah, have I gone too far on this? You get what you fucking deserve. I hate this shit. I hate the people that buy into it. I hate everything about it.
The thing here in their white paper, if you read it, they have this thing called soft cap. So they say that the project has a soft cap of 50 mil, aka 30 sales of King Cryptolanders, which again is the 1 acre plots of land. And they're saying the reason they do this is so that if they don't raise enough money through the King Cryptolander sales of the NFTs, we'll simply return the funds back to them, which is all well and good, right? And they say this is, of course, to keep it safe so that if they don't have enough money to complete the project, people won't lose their money. Now, riddle me this.
Do you really think people are going to get their money back? Like, I mean, they're already stealing somebody's art. Why wouldn't they steal your money? It's just like, how can you be that stupid? Like, here's a very good indicator, right? And this is what I said before about, like, this is especially important whenever you're dealing in things that are illegal. But especially if you're dealing with things that are under the table, illegal, not fully covered in the law. If anything is off, immediately pull out. Immediately fucking pull out. Because if somebody is trying to do a legitimate fucking job, sell you something legitimately, they will do it and everything will be above the board. But the moment that you see any kind of fucking like, oh, but I thought we agreed on this price. Bitch, I'm done. I'm out. You even mention another price, I'm out. Because why would you do that? Why would you even fucking do that? And the one thing I've learned is that if somebody is willing to scam somebody else, they're going to be willing to scam you. And they will fuck you over just like they fuck the other people over. It's narcissism. People think that they're special. They're different. Oh, that won't happen to me. It'll especially happen to you.
They've said on their Discord it's going to cost at least 100 million. And I don't think that is including the 10 million to buy the island.
That's
to
a lot.
Get this infrastructurally to the point where people could live there. And, of course, 30 months on top of that. So if their soft cap is 50 mil from purchasing these plots of land, and their actual required amount is 100, the sentence of there's no risk, of course, because if we don't reach the soft cap, we'll give you your money back, is completely irrelevant, because 50 mil is not 100. If you don't raise that other 50...
Why do they have a scuffed M&M man here? Does anybody know why this is? Like, why is he even here? Like, it's the mascot? It's the crypto mascot. Wow. This looks like a worse version of Mr. Potato Head.
Then you can just get halfway through development, run out of money, and then not have the money to refund these people.
How convenient.
So you're selling people on the idea that this is safe because we're not going to continue with the project unless we have the money, but then you're only going ahead half-cocked with half the money. Yeah. Then on top of this, they also state they are not going to use the sale of land parcels to buy the island because, of course, that would be ridiculous, right? Selling people a plot of land that they don't own, and then using the money that they get from that to buy the island. So where's this other 10 million coming from? And then where's the other 50 million coming from to actually finish the project? They don't say. The NFTs that they're giving away are not sales. They don't get transaction fees from those either. So where are they generating this revenue? This means
look what it says. The blockchain Stein, yield farming, Silk Road. Oh my God. Does this say NFT army? Debt? Well, that one's accurate. How is this how is this real? Oh my God. It's like, turn this shit off already. I know this is just, it's like, I'm actually just speechless. Like, I don't even know what to say. It's definitely not a scam. Yeah, it seems that way. This is what a 12-year-old thinks money is about? Yeah. Yeah, it's like, how could you be over the age of 16 and see this and think to yourself, this is my free ticket. We're going to make it, guys. We're all going to make it. Look, we're going to go to Crypto Island. Like, how is it even possible? I'm going to be rich.
The nefarious element of this is going to come into play. So this is also where the Ponzi-nomics comes in, and the pyramid scheme-esque advertising that all of these cryptocurrency projects use. And what they're saying is basically, we're not going to charge people for these NFTs.
Yeah.
But you do need to get 20,000 coins to mint an NFT. So basically the premise here is, do these things for us, and it's tit for tat. It's quid pro quo. If you do these things...
Wait, so it's like a reputation in WoW. It's like you're trying to farm out for Exalted to get a mount. But instead of a mount, it's an NFT. You can't even ride it. Yeah, these guys are doing dailies.
For us, which will boost our signal, be a signal boost for our project,
right,
and put it in front of more people's eyeballs. We'll give you coins, and then you can use these coins to get whitelisted. And if you're whitelisted, you can then mint your NFT of a crypto lander, and you can become part of this 10,000 strong club to be a crypto lander. To get in on this, you have to follow them on Twitter, turn notifications on Twitter.
Wait, so this one gives 2,000 reputation. This is 1,000 reputation. So I guess crypto lander to your username on Twitter. So that's 750 reputation points. And what are these? Crypto Lander of the Week, the most helpful, fun, active user. Invite a total of 20 users. 2,000 reputation points. They're actually rep farming. Oh my God. Like, I swear, there's a list like this on Wowhead to how to get Exalted with Death's Advance and Korthia. It's the same fucking thing, man.
Twitter raid, which is you need to like, retweet, and write meaningful comments only, 500 coins each time. So basically
only.
Turning their community into a megaphone to tell all their friends and family and people that they interact with on social media, hey, look at Cryptoland, guys. Come join the community of Cryptoland.
So they're effectively creating a way that they can pay people without paying people to promote what they're doing.
You get 500 coins each time you do that. Change your Discord profile picture to your own Cryptolander NFT.
Of course.
Or choose an individual unique screenshot from our video. Literally change your identity to being part of our cult is basically...
And it's only 1,000 rep. I feel like changing your identity to become part of the cult, I mean, that should be at least like 3K, 4K, right? I mean, like, fuck. Seems like a big deal.
Change your Twitter profile.
And again, guys, I want to make sure you remember that all of these rewards, the grand prize here is an NFT.
Yeah,
this is what it's for.
The exact same thing. Add Cryptolander to your username. Example, my username --Cryptolander on Discord and Twitter. Add the link to discord.gg/Cryptoland to your Discord bio. Invite a total of 10 users, 20 users. Cryptolander of the Week, the most helpful, fun, active users elected by the modern team. Fan art contest. Every day we will ask you to comment on a specific tweet here, and the top 5 best comments will get 3,000 coins each. And then we have trivia. And when you have 20,000 coins, open a ticket to claim your whitelist spot. This is the marketing that these companies make you do.
So you need to gather 20,000 reputation, and then after you get 20,000 reputation, you have to do a quest, and then the quest makes you Exalted, and then you get the mount from the quest. Okay, yeah. I've seen this before.
You want something for free? Well,
Wow.
You have to turn yourself into our fucking literal billboard for our product to go out there and basically sell our product to other people who will then come in and we will monetize them later on. We are going to monetize these people. We're going to try and sell them something later. Nobody does anything for free, which essentially means you can never, ever see conversations about this project online, just as with most other crypto projects that are legit, right? You can never verify that somebody doesn't have some kind of financial inducement to be saying what they're saying.
Well, this is how it is with all the new crypto things now. It's because the government is full of a bunch of dumb fucks that don't know how computers work, that they're about like 15 years behind, 20 years behind technology. So what you have now is you have a bunch of dumb fucks that work at the government, and you're like, oh, it's boomers, it's boomers. No, there's young dumb fucks too, and somehow they made it into the government as well. I don't know how this keeps happening, guys. I really don't. But somehow it does. And anyway, they don't understand the way that people promote these cryptocurrencies that they have a vested interest in, and because of that, the SEC, the FTC, all of these other governmental agencies aren't able to figure out how to pin this shit down. And that's why you have all of these influencers and all of these content creators promoting these cryptocurrencies that they have a vested interest into. It's because they don't have to disclose that they have the vested interest in it. That's why they do it. It's because they can scam people and then pretend like that's not what's happening. It's insane. Think government people are bad now? Let's wait till generation cancellation gets here. Good luck getting anything done. No, the thing is, it's just going to be the same. Listen, whenever guys that are my age are in charge, like, the odds are they're going to be assholes too, and they're going to be dumb. And then whenever people that are younger than us, like the Zoomers, get in charge, they're going to be fucking dumb. And it's just, I don't know how this keeps happening. I really don't. But somehow it just fucking keeps happening. Every single generation, every year, it's just assholes all the way down. Yeah, it's crazy. Wow. You gotta admit, though, if you were not a streamer, you'd be minting these crap tokens all day long, scamming people? Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Absolutely. I would be doing that. I would be DMCAing these videos. I would be fucking making fake accounts and like telling people about how much the pricing is going up. I would be doing this all. I would wake up in the morning and I would think, how the fuck am I going to scam somebody today? How am I going to get somebody else to believe this stupid little Chuck E. Cheese fucking knockoff Mr. Potato Head stupid little circle and get them to scam them out of money? Yeah, it's so fucking perfect, man. It's so absolutely fucking perfect.
Literal guidelines
Sell
here
me
are
some. Find
to
some
get
honesty.
whitelisted,
Look,
to get this thing
I'll
which will
admit it.
then potentially be worth thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. If in the future this becomes a reality, maybe millions of dollars, to be able to have one of these 10,000 NFTs, which guarantees you a spot to be able to come to the island, to be able to go to the exclusive club. The people who are making these tweets and having these conversations and have this in their profile picture and are making their identity about this, have got a financial inducement to do so. They've been told you have to
they're
tweet,
making money
you
off
have
of
to
it.
talk
They're
about
doing
this,
it for money
to be able to get whitelisted and be able to have access to this. So to add on to this, what they're saying is they need $100 million and they need 1,000 employees to actually get this island ready.
I'm sure that's going to happen.
It's going to take them around 30 months, which is crazy. They even say that this is a virgin island. This is a complete blank slate. It's just an island with nothing on it, no infrastructure at all. And in 30 months and $100 million, which again, they don't specify where they're getting the other 50 million from, they're somehow going to turn that into an actual local ecosystem with infrastructure for people to live there year round and to support the lives of thousands of people. And they're doing this with people where you go on their LinkedIn or whatever, if you can even find them, and none of them have worked in any form of, nobody's got any qualifications in regards to doing this. So they're already breaking their own terms of service, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
If you read their terms of service, which is attached to their white paper as they call it, it literally says 3 or 4 times throughout the terms of service, you are not allowed to buy or mint the NFTs if you are a resident of the United States. But because they're doing no KYC, they're doing no verification of who anybody is, And even
yeah,
when
so it's like a porn website. Oh, you can't enter unless you're 18. When were you born? January 1st, 1900? Well, come on in. Yeah, this is the same as a porn website.
They know you are a resident of the United States. They are still selling you things because they do a video with who they're calling one of their advisors, which, as far as I can tell, is just somebody who made money from cryptocurrency and makes videos on YouTube talking about how he's a millionaire and he buys expensive things and what cryptocurrencies you should buy. Not financial advice, not a financial fucking advisor. So they know he's a resident of the United States. You're probably not allowed to do this in the United States, which is why they've explicitly said you
why
can't
would they
buy
not
these
want
if
to
you're
have
in the
people
US.
from the US?
And yet they know this guy's in the US. There's multiple people. Are your Realty Investments has been whitelisted apparently. So they're just whitelisting anyone, regardless where they're from, even though they're telling you you can't be from the US. So as a quick recap, guys, before we end the video, what they're doing.
These are the kinds of guys that really get taken advantage of. And it's a certain subset of guys. And I think generally it is guys that are between the ages of, if I had to guess, like 15 and 35. And it's mostly guys, I think, that get taken advantage of in this regard. And it's because they are mediocre, boring, or just in general lack any sort of reason for people to give them money. And these are the same people that retweet or repost fake Elon Musk quotes on Instagram about having a side hustle. These are the same people who follow motivational speakers that don't have any credibility. This is the kind of stuff that you see, and it takes advantage of guys like that. And it's like he's sitting in front of his car that's probably worth $13,500 MSRP, right? And this is just the beginning for him, right? And as soon as he gets into this, that's going to be a Ferrari. And it's the fantasy that these people buy into. It's the fantasy. And it's so pathetic.
You can't be from the US. So as a quick recap, guys, before we end the video, what they're doing is selling people on a dream. Do I think they're scamming people? No, I think that they're probably dreaming. I think they're selling their dreams to other people who have more money than sense. And this is not illegal, as far as I'm aware. However, selling actual plots of land on an island that you don't own and also having to outline that you can't buy them if you're in the US probably means that they are skirting some rules here, and there probably are going to be some ramifications. As well as the fact that actually handing over titles of land to people is an extremely difficult process, and this is why you need verification and anti-money laundering and things like that, which they don't appear to be doing anything about. If you can just log on their website, click a button and mint and buy an NFT for hundreds of Ethereum, this is an issue, obviously, because they're not checking who people are or where the money's coming from, and that makes it extremely shady.
They don't care. The thing is, like, it doesn't matter because that's not part of the goal. The goal is not to it's not to make a product. It's not to improve people's lives. It's not to have any degree of integrity. It's just to make money. And if you look at everything from the perspective of they're just trying to make money, everything else makes sense. Everything else comes together just fine.